Hello everyone and welcome back to Figurebarn. Today we're diving into the magical world of Wicked. Yep, we're talking all things Oz and beyond with a lineup of Funko Pop figures inspired by the beloved musical and movie. From the spellbinding Elphaba to the enchanting Glinda, we've got the whole gang here ready to melt your hearts faster than water can melt a witch. So buckle up, grab your broomsticks and let's soar through the land of Oz with these amazing figures. Ready to get started? Now, for those of you that don't know, Wicked is a prequel to Wizard of Oz. It focuses on the untold story of the witches of Oz. The film follows Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, a misunderstood young woman with green skin, and Glinda, played by Ariana Grande, a popular and ambitious girl. The story begins at Shiz University, where the two become unlikely friends despite their differences. As they navigate their way through personal and political challenges, their friendship is tested by the rise of the Wizard of Oz and the growing tensions within the land of Oz itself. Now, the movie features several of the iconic songs from the Broadway musical, including Defying Gravity and Popular, and has been a massive success at the box office, as you probably know. It had a record-breaking opening weekend, taking 125 million-ish, and a worldwide total currently sitting at around 700 million. It also broke the 46-year-old record for the highest grossing Broadway musical adaptation at the box office, surpassing the previous record held by Grease from 1978. Now, as it stands, there have been 9 pops released in line with the movie, and that's what we'll be going through today. There's also an additional 2-pack of Elphaba and Glinda in their Shiz uniform, which I'll put up on screen. I don't have this one. I rarely do pick up the 2-packs. This is primarily down to being a space issue, plus the fact that they aren't numbered in the same way as the other movie pops, so I don't tend to pick them up as regularly. I believe there is also a pop town with Elphaba and the Emerald City, which again, if I can find an image, I'll put it up. Yeah, that we also don't have. But we have all the standard sized pops. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about 2-packs and how they fit into your collections. And let me know in the comments, should they count in the same way as numbered pops, or do you sort of count them as different entities, similar to how I do it here? But anyway, moving on. The first one we have here today is the Amazon exclusive glitter version of Elphaba here. Now, Elphaba Throp, the Wicked Witch of the West, is a resilient and intelligent witch born with green skin, as you can see here. Misunderstood and ostracised, she fights for justice against the corrupt Wizard of Oz. Her journey is generally shaped by her friendship with Glinda and love for Fiero, who we'll see both of them a bit later on, ultimately embracing her true self and defying societal norms despite being labelled wicked. So this is the Amazon exclusive variant, as you can see here by the big fat Amazon sticker and the glitter sticker here as well, giving it that sort of sparkly look that you can see there. The glitter covers a black robe and a black hat there as well, and also the broomstick as well, if you can see that just across there as well in the brown rather than being painted in the black, which is quite a nice touch. It's got a nice level of detail there. It's got a braided hair as well, as you can see, just sort of popping back there out from under her hat. Painted nails as well, and some nice sort of flowing movement to the robe just down there, if you can see it, just underneath all the stickers. Now, as you can see, with a very, very green face that she sort of predominantly has through, well, she's the Wicked Witch of the West, that's what she has. During filming, it took up to 4 hours each morning to paint Cynthia's body and face that signature shade of green. It only took 45 minutes to take off, but still, that's going to add a fair bulk to your standard working day, I would have thought. And next up we have the first of many pops of Glinda. And this one, she's in her bubble gown. Now, Glinda the Good Witch is portrayed as sort of charming, ambitious and bubbly. Initially superficial, she grows to understand deeper values through her friendship with Elphaba. Known for her iconic blonde hair and magical prowess, Glinda's journey in Wicked highlights her transformation from a popularity-driven sorceress to a compassionate leader, balancing ambition with empathy. Now, Glinda here, she's wearing her iconic bubble gown, which she wears during her grand entrance into the in one of the opening scenes of the film where she descends in a magical bubble to announce the death of the Wicked Witch of the West. It's a fairly striking scene. She's got a fairly huge sort of pink bubbly gown, I guess you'd call it there, with a bubble wand as well, just there holding her right hand, isn't it, I suppose, as you look at it there. It also includes a rather showy tiara, if you can just see it just under there as well, which is actually designed on a series of sort of circular bubbles as well that are stacked on top of each other to make up the main design of the tiara there. There we go. The first of a few Glinda pops that we have here. Following up from Glinda, we have the charming prince and Elphaba's love interest, Fiero. Now, initially superficial, he evolves into a compassionate and courageous individual. His love for Elphaba transforms him, leading him to question societal norms and fight for justice. Now, Fiero's character arc highlights his journey from shallow, fairly privileged background to a deep and meaningful connection with Elphaba, and becoming a cause for good eventually. And here we go in the pop. It features Fiero's sort of signature style here, including his sort of princely attire as he gets Glinda's tour around Shiz University early on within the movie. They've done a good job with the design. You can see it's quite an intricate pattern there in gold, pretty well matching to the film itself, as it sort of flows through his jacket and down onto the sides of his trousers there as well, even down to the brass toes and heels on his shoes there as well. So now, for those of you familiar with Jonathan Bailey, who plays Fiero, and his role also in Bridgerton, the horse that Fiero rides within Wicked, it's actually the same exact one that he rode in Bridgerton. He's called Jack, if you're interested, and he was specifically requested by Bailey. Get your friends in where you can, even if they're horses. So there's Fiero. And for our fourth pop, we are swinging back to Glinda. And this time she is in a nightgown. So this is from a scene where she's back at Shiz University with Elphaba in their dormitory room. And the one we have here is the Diamond Special Edition, which over here in Europe we have shared retailer sticker, which you've probably seen before if you've watched any of these previous videos. In the US, I believe this one can be picked up in Hot Topic. And again, it's a nice representation of the nightgown that Ariana Grande wears within the film, with a large rosette pulled on the front there. And it's got the sort of puffy shoulders as well of a nightgown. Although it's a bit lost within the diamond effect here, the lower section of the gown as well, if you can just see there, is actually sort of transparent before flowing back into the big sort of fluffy rosettes at the bottom there, which is a nice touch. Just gives it an extra bit of depth, I think, for the figure there, and makes the diamond a bit more worthwhile as well. But yeah, that's a nice pop, that one. Glinda in a nightgown. And next up on our list of pops we have Madame Morrible, played by Michelle Yeoh. Morrible uses her position at Shiz University to recruit and control students more than anything, with magical abilities, ultimately serving the Wizard of Oz's agenda. Her cunning and deceitful nature become increasingly apparent as she becomes one of the main antagonists in Elphaba's journey. And here she is here wearing her blue gown, which she wears when learning about Elphaba's ultimate powers, basically. It's got the white frills around the hem and around the collar, with a bit of gold trim as well. Now, there is more detail on this gown within the actual movie itself. The gold actually sort of flows more rather than being more of a straight line that they've got here, but it's still a fairly good representation. The hair is very, very well sculpted, pretty much spot on to how Yeoh's got it within the actual film itself. So it's a good sculpt. It really does sort of pick up the style that she's got as the movie progresses there. And next up we have the big boss himself. It is the Wizard of Oz. Now, the Wizard of Oz, played by Jeff Goldblum, is a charismatic and manipulative figure who arrives in Oz from another world. Using his charm and deceit, he gains power and control over the land. Despite presenting himself as a sort of benevolent ruler, his true nature is revealed through his interactions with Elphaba and Glinda. His ambition and lack of real magical abilities ultimately lead to his downfall, highlighting the corrupting influence of unchecked power. Now this is a Funko Shop exclusive, this one, so it can only be purchased online there. And here he is in his impeccably tailored sort of emerald suit, as you'd expect, highlighting his stature within Oz itself. It's got, you know, the gold stitching across the waistcoat there, and even includes his emerald ring, as you can just see it there on his hand, maybe. Yep, I think you can. Now this is, from my count, this is the 6th Jeff Goldblum pop that we have. So there's 2 of him as David Levinson in Independence Day, and I think there's 3 where he's done up as Ian Malcolm in, of course, as you probably know, Jurassic Park. Yep, this is the number 6 of Jeff Goldblum. Amazing actor over the years, one of my favourites. Now we've had a little break, but now we are going back to Ariana and Glinda again with another costume change. This time she's wearing a red dress. Now Glinda's red dress appears in the movie during the Ozdust ballroom scene. In this scene, Glinda joins Elphaba in a dance that transforms from potential conflict into an act of acceptance. I'm very much trying not to give too many spoilers away here for those of you that haven't seen the movie yet. Now this is another exclusive, and again for the UK we have the standard shared exclusive sticker here. You guys in the US can pick this one up in Target. Now although this is classed as Glinda's red dress, it also has sort of yellow accents, as you can see, which is nicely replicated from the movie onto the pop here actually. It's quite a nice sort of step from the red into the yellow there. I don't necessarily think that we need a Glinda pop for every single costume change that she makes within the movie, but saying that, the costume designer Paul Taleswell is up for a number of awards, pretty much every award that you can get this year for best costume design. So he's had nominations for the BAFTAs, the Critics' Choice Awards, and also this week he's got an Oscar nomination in there as well. So yep, I suppose it's fair enough that his creations are being showcased to this extent, even in pop form. But there you go. There's Glinda in her red dress. Now for the next and final 2, I'm going to do them together for a reason that will become clear, because they are very similar in design to each other. We have the Valentine's Day editions of Elphaba and Glinda here. So in my last video I did make quite a strong point, I suppose, about how much I'm not a fan of these sort of pop variants, which are basically just simple repaints, especially these sort of Valentine's Day ones where they just essentially just slap a big pink paint job on them. Now most I actively avoid because they're just purely variants of already released figures, and I'd much rather buy the original sculpts. But with these 2, they gave them their own sort of numbers within the set, separate from the rest of the Wicked pops, so it's pretty hard to leave them out of the collection that way. So here we are, and here they are. Now at least these 2 sculpts on them are subtly different from the standard Elphaba and Glinda. Now apart from the hands on the box of chocolates that are obviously different, we'll start with Elphaba. Her cape is slightly different from the original, although I do think the actual head itself is pretty much identical. And as far as Glinda goes, the body is clearly the exact same dress as the bubble gown variant that we saw a bit ago. It's just got a bit of extra sort of detail on the edges there. It is possible that the tiara is subtly different. It's been given a sort of pink tint as well, but it's pretty hard to tell, to be honest. There we go. There's Glinda and Elphaba in their very pink and very loving Valentine's Day variants there. Again, I'll be interested to know what you guys think of these, whether they're the Christmas ones, the Valentine's Day ones. We're also getting Ninja Turtle Easter bunnies, I believe, this year as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to know in the comments what you guys think about any of these sort of variants within your collections. And that is pretty much a wrap on our magical journey through the world of Wicked Funko Pop figures. From the spellbinding Elphaba and the dazzling Glinda, and the charming Fiero and the enigmatic Wizard, we've uncovered the enchantment of Oz in all its collectible glory. Remember to hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more unboxings or movie showcases. Drop a comment below and let us know which figure is your favourite and which figure you'd love to see in the next movies lineup. or even visit our website and see if there's any on there that might help within your collection. Until next time, may your collection be as magical as the Land of Oz itself, and we shall catch you in the next one.